it to the last day of Origins 2025. I've already gone out for breakfast real quick with my friend Brian from Grand Con, and now we are finishing up getting the last of the room packed. The video from yesterday is uploaded, and I think we're going to still try and hit the vendor hall for just a little bit this morning before we hit the road. So hopefully we'll... what is our plan? Are we planning on buying anything else? Or we'll see what happens, I guess.
So the game is called Zombie Survival Infection. It's called that because it's a zombie game played over two phases, the survival phase and the infection phase. You want to think about it in terms of a zombie movie. The survival phase is the point just after the initial outbreak. People start banding together for mutual protection. The infection phase kicks in when this card comes out, which is shuffled somewhere in the back half of the deck. This card is the hidden bite, which is basically somebody's been bitten, they hide it, they come back into camp, they turn, all hell breaks loose. Right? It's the beginning of the end of the movie for them. The game overall plays 2-day players, takes 45 minutes to 2 hours to decide who is going to be the last camp standing. That is the win condition. However, if you get knocked out early, you don't sit there bored, you come back as the undead. The undead, unlike the humans, can cooperate. So the undead share the win condition of knocking the last two camps out at the same time. Now they win. And they share that. So at a big table, there ends up being a lot more zombies. It becomes tougher. And I will also say a smart player could kill somebody off early, but you won't, because all you would do is just make a problem for yourself. All right? A lot of times you will just string the person along, and it actually gives them a chance to catch up and get back in the game. All right? So game play. Again, everybody is in it for themselves. It's very much like The Walking Dead, where you have your own camp, and you're going to need to work with the other camps at point, and then at other times you're going to fight with them. Okay? In the game, what the humans do to each other is just as important as what the undead are going to do to them. All right? The gameplay and game rules are pretty light, pretty simple. I think non-gamers can grasp it. It's kind of the higher end of a gateway game, right? Your turn, you have this little cheat sheet which also shows you what phase you're in, but also describes your basic turn. It says roll the die or dice, calculate the result. During survival, that's how many people are going to join your camp. During infection, that's how many people are going to die and go back in the middle. After that, you're going to redraw up to 6. You start with a hand of 5. Sometimes you use some cards out of turn, so you have even less. You draw up to 6, and then you do the one thing. Most of the time, the one thing is play the card, or you can discard if you need to speed your hand back up. But I'll explain the dice real quick and the pass the die mechanic, which is my favorite part of the game. So at the beginning of your turn, you always roll this. I rolled a whopping 1. Plus, I'm in survival phase, so I have a modifier here on my apartment building, so that gives me a +1. So I get all whopping 2 people. Say I roll that, that's going to get me 4. Now, if you have this die, you also roll it, and it will then also give you that modifier. So I rolled 3, plus that 2, 5, 6, 7. Now, if at any point you roll this, the symbol, you will take these, add them up, then double it. I'm not saying times 2. We're not doing order of operations. We're not figuring out the trajectory of a missile. We're just playing the game here, all right? So 3, 4, 5, doubled is 10. You can see this can have great effects. Now the fun part is, before you take the rest of your turn, you take this die and give it to another player. It doesn't have to be the next player. So it's part of, it's already starting off making friends. So I'm going to say you're playing, and you want to schmooze up to the designer because you figure it's got your best chance of winning. So you give it to me. All right?
You're doing well. I'm impressed.
That means everybody else at the table will take their turn without the benefit of that die.
Oh.
So you can be salty about it and come after you, or you can be nice to me trying to get me to give it back to you. All right? Which is where the cards will come in. All right. So the cards. In the game, there are 4 types of cards. Well, there's 5, but it's really 4. There are characters, right? And there are good characters, and there are bad characters. Our survivalist is a good example of a good character. He says anytime your no hideout is showing, which is all these terrible modifiers, he gets to just cover it because he knows how to live without a place to live. We have our know-it-all. The know-it-all has all the answers. It doesn't matter if he's right or wrong. He just fights with everybody about it. He is our Mr. Cooper in the basement from the original Night of the Living Dead. It didn't matter that dude was right, because he actually was right, but he's just such a jerk in fighting that nobody wants to be around him. All right? Then you got our nurse. Our nurse here knows how to use first aid and is better at it. Paired with the hospital and the doctor, when they use first aid, they use it to great effect. All right? And there's a whole host of other characters. We have the worst one of all, our corporate executive. This guy says when he enters a camp, if there's a hero in the camp, he gets the hero killed. And that's basically Train to Busan. When the second the dad meets the executive, the dad gets bitten. And that's the beginning and the end for him. So those are some of our characters. Also, there are hideouts. So you could swap out your apartment building, or if somebody burned your place down, you can move in like the mall. We have the pub. We have the farm.
The Winchester?
Yes. Yeah, we also have the crematorium from Return of the Living Dead. I have almost all the tropes in there, all right?
That's fantastic.
So those are our characters. Those are our hideouts. And these, once they're played, they stay down until they're destroyed, all right?
Okay.
And when they're destroyed, they leave the game because this game is about resources. The other type of cards are actions. A very basic action here just says game for survivors. So, you got some people, they want into your camp, you let them in. Another type of, there it is. Another type of card is a minus card. This will kill off some humans. You send a little zombie frenzy their way, they're going to lose people. All right? Now this brings us to our other type of card, which is reactions. Reactions allow you to affect the outcome of these cards. All right? So say this gets played on you, you're going to lose 3 people. I now play Molotov cocktail, and I can play this for you. I show up, I want to be nice, I throw a Molotov cocktail. Now you're only taking 1 death. Now, we got somebody else doesn't want you to prosper, so they're going to kick in. It keeps getting worse. Add 2 more deaths to that. All right? But we got your back up, and that is better them than me. And now you change the target of the attack, and now it's passed off to you. So you can see it's not just a straight take that. There are reactions and allow you to play and manipulate what's going on the table. That is actions and reactions. Now there is only 1 hidden bite in the deck. That's our 1 event. That's our trigger for the end game. And again, you're trying to be the last camp standing. Once this comes out, should go over that. Once this comes out and gets played, it gets played on a camp. It says, the camp it's played on enters the infection phase. All right. Now, when this person rolls, they're losing people. So that'd be double. It's only 2. It's not too bad. They're doing 2. Now they pass this die off. Whoever they pass it to, they enter the infection phase. Right? So it gets passed over here. Now these 2 people keep prospering. Say this person is a salty player. They give it back to you. These people are still prospering. Eventually, one of them's going to break and spread the love onto the rest of the table. Yeah. So again, more deal making and breaking. And to answer a question, which I know is on some people's mind, you can't come back from the infection phase. There's no coming back from the end of the movie. All right? Yeah. Now it's just a race not to be on the bottom. All right? And that is it in a nutshell. I will say it's one of those few games that you laugh about people attacking you and turning traitor on you because you know in a couple minutes you get to give them back the love.
Same thing, yeah.
Yep.
And is this in retail right now?
It is in a select number of stores, and I've already talked to 3 or 4 here, so I'm getting it out there a little more. Okay. You can buy it on my website. You can buy it, I think actually the Kickstarter's still taking late pledges. I'm completely fulfilled, but I forgot to turn it off. And it's also on GameFound as well. So, yep.
Awesome.
Awesome. So this is Crafting the Cosmos. This is a Cosmos crafting game is the best way to describe it. As you can see on your board, you're going to be building your Cosmos, collecting the elements that you need to grow your nebulas, gain life, or grow life on them. And basically, that's the general gist of the game. You're going to have victory points that come down the rows here to collect points, and energy cards to collect resources, and marbles to hop around to collect additional resources as people are going. The game is really strategic. You're going to be going around taking turns, moving your marbles, collecting your key resources and your passive resources, and as you're setting up your nebula and your cosmos, the next player will continue their turn. The game is extremely premium. It is a gorgeous and beautiful game. All of the pieces are very well designed. So for example, here we have an element piece that will flip over into a nova. So on top of that, every piece is designed to fit perfectly onto the board and flip over and still stay in place. Smaller pieces are for these protons here, and these will also flip too.
we are on our way home from Columbus. We checked out of our hotel, got one more round in at the dealer hall. Dealer hall. Does anybody call it that?
Yeah,
I don't
sure.
think so. Got one more trip through the vendor hall, and then picked up our stuff, headed out. We are over halfway home now. We are back in Michigan. This was a much different trip to Origins for us. There was less gaming than I normally do at Origins specifically. Typically at Gen Con, it's pretty common for me not to have a lot of time to play a lot of games, but at Origins, typically I get a handful of games in at least. This time, didn't seem to get as many of them in. But there are quite a few that I'm really excited about. Today we stopped and looked at Crafting the Cosmos. That game looks really cool. And the way that it plays sounds really interesting also. So I'm really looking forward to checking that one out. That one was from a tip from my buddy Brian. And I'm really looking forward to trying out Ruins from All Play. Jen, was there anything specific that you are excited to try?
The Crafting Cosmos one I thought looked really cool. So I'm excited for that one most of all, I think.
Yeah, we didn't. There weren't as many games that I was, I guess, super pumped about this year. Not that there weren't any good games coming out, but there weren't as many big releases, I guess, that I was, really kind of geared up for and really excited to check out, as much as there has been in years past. I would ask the girls, but they are in their own little worlds in the car, so we'll leave them be. But yeah, this is, I guess, going to be it for the Origins vlog series for 2025. Stay tuned though. Make sure to subscribe because we are going to be heading down to Gen Con in about a month and a half. Is it end of July?
Yeah.
So make sure to stick around for that. We'll have regular content coming throughout the weeks also. So we will see you around. Hi, puppies.
Hey, get back. Hi. Hi. Cora. Hello.